Hello friends, welcome to Hazel Study for IAS. Today we are going to solve the question number 4 of UPSC Preliminary Examination 2021. We have already solved the question number 1, 2, 3. We will see what question number 4 says. Question number 4 says, which of the following statements either are not correct in respect to adjournment motion in Lok Sabha? Okay. And there are 5 statements given. We have to find the incorrect statements. Okay. The first statement is, its objective is to draw the attention of the House to a recent matter of urgent public importance. This is very correct. We know the objective of adjournment motion in Lok Sabha is to draw the attention of a House to a recent matter of urgent public importance. This is correct statement. So, second, it requires proper and 7 days prior notice given to the chair. No, not at all. Because 7 days prior notice is not possible in this case because it is a matter of recent occurrence and it is a matter of urgent public importance. That's why 7 days prior notice is not possible. Okay. So second statement is wrong. Third, it will not interrupt the normal business of the House. This one is also incorrect. Why? Because the adjournment motion does interrupt the normal business of the House. Okay. So this one is also incorrect. Next, it pinpoints the failure of the government in performance of its duties in accordance with the constitution and law. This one is very correct because adjournment motion in Lok Sabha indeed pinpoints the failure of the government in performance of its duties in accordance with the constitution and laws, and that is why opposition parties and other political parties, they try to highlight this failure through an adjournment motion. Okay, so IV statement is correct. Okay. Next, it is mandatory on the part of the chair to permit the motion. No, it is not at all mandatory on the part of the Lok Sabha speaker or the person discharging the duties of the Lok Sabha speaker to permit the motion. So, this one is also wrong because it is not mandatory on the part of the chair to permit the motion. Okay. So, statement 2, 3 and B are wrong. Statement 2, 3 and B are wrong. So, option D is the answer. Okay. So, correct answer is option D. Now coming to the detailed answer. Okay. The primary objective of an adjournment motion is to draw the attention of the House to a recent matter of urgent public importance having serious consequences and with regard to which a motion or resolution with proper notice would be too late. Okay. So this itself says statement I is correct and statement I is incorrect. Okay. The primary objective of adjournment motion is to draw the attention of the House to a recent matter of urgent public importance. That means matter which has happened most recently. Okay, having serious consequences and with regard to which a motion or resolution with proper notice would be too late. Okay, that means it will not be possible to move a motion or a resolution with proper notice. That's why the device of adjournment motion must be utilized. Okay. Next, the matter proposed to be raised should be of such character that something very grave which affects the whole country and its security has happened and the House is required to pay its attention immediately by interrupting the normal business of the House. That means statement 3 is also wrong because adjournment motion indeed interrupts the normal business of the House. Why? Because something very grave which affects the whole country and its security has happened and the House is required to pay its attention to such a matter immediately by interrupting the normal business of the House. Next, it is introduced in the Parliament to draw the attention of a House to a definite matter of urgent public importance, prevalent, and needs support of 50 members to be admitted. Okay, it needs support of 50 members to be admitted. As it interrupts the normal business of the House, so it is regarded as an extraordinary device. Next, it involves an element of censure against the government, hence Rajya Sabha is not permitted to make use of this device. Rajya Sabha is not allowed to make use of adjournment motion, only Lok Sabha is allowed to use of adjournment motion, just like no confidence motion. Okay. Minimum time of discussion in case of adjournment motion. Okay. It should not be less than 2 hours and 30 minutes. That means minimum time of discussion must be 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 30 minutes. Next, the subject matter of motion must have a direct or indirect relation to the conduct or default on the part of the union government. As you know, this is a motion usually moved by the opposition party members to draw the attention of the House to a matter of recent public importance where the government has defaulted or the conduct of the government is in doubt or where the government has failed to perform its duties according to the constitution and laws. Opposition parties and other political parties, they try to highlight such mistakes or such errors by the government in the House. Okay, that's why the subject matter of motion must have a direct or indirect relation to the conduct or default on the part of the union government, and must precisely pinpoint the failure of the government in performance of its duties in accordance with the provision of the Constitution and law. Next, a matter which falls within the jurisdiction of the state government is inadmissible. Okay, the matter which falls within the jurisdiction of state government is inadmissible in Lok Sabha. Okay, but a matter concerning the constitutional development in a state or atrocities on the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and other weaker sections of the society which bring the union government into picture may be considered for admission. Okay, that means usually the matter which falls within the jurisdiction of state government is inadmissible, but the matter which concerns the constitutional development in a state or the atrocities on the scheduled caste or scheduled tribes or other weaker sections of the society which brings into the union government into picture can be considered as admissible. Next, the refusal to give consent is in the absolute discretion of the chair. The refusal to give consent is in the absolute discretion of the chair. That means it directly depends on the speaker or the chair to admit the adjournment motion or to refuse the adjournment motion. That means it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory to give consent to the adjournment motion by the chair. Okay, so it is not mandatory, and the chair is not bound to give any reasons therefore. Okay, chair is not bound to admit it and the chair is not bound to give any reasons therefore. Now question arises, when in the earliest time of a sitting or of a session we can give or a member can move the adjournment motion, that is given on and after the date notified for the purpose in bulletin of Lok Sabha. Okay, that means the day in which adjournment motion can be moved are usually published in the bulletin of the Lok Sabha, and it is given on and after the date notified for the purpose in bulletin of the Lok Sabha. Okay, normally or usually this is 3 working days before the commencement of a session. Okay, usually this is 3 working days before the commencement of the session. Notices received prior to that date are not considered as valid and are returned to the members. Okay, that means notices received prior to the 3 working days before the commencement of a session, okay, are not considered as valid notices, hence are returned to the members. Next, as a convention, adjournment motion are not taken up on the date of President's address. We know in the start of every session the President's address is there. Okay, so on that day, as a convention, adjournment motions are not moved. Okay, notices received for that day are treated as notices for the next sitting. That means those notices which are received for that particular day of President's address are treated as notices for the next sitting. Next, restrictions. There are certain restrictions in admission of the adjournment motion in Lok Sabha. What are those? There are some criteria there. What are those? Number 1, adjournment motion should raise a matter which is definite, factual, urgent and of public importance. We have learned this is a matter of urgent public importance which has happened recently. Okay, such a matter should be admitted as adjournment motion. Next, it should not cover more than one matter. That means it should be limited to one matter. Third, it should be restricted to specified matter of recent occurrence and should not be framed in general terms. That means it should be framed in specific terms and should point to a specific matter of recent occurrence. Next, it should not raise a question of privilege because the privilege issue is already dealt with through privilege motion. Okay, it should not raise a question of privilege. Next, it should not revive discussion on a matter that has been discussed in the same session. That means the topic or the matter which has already been discussed in the same session should not be revived for discussion another time. Okay, that means only those topics which are not been discussed in the same session should be considered. Okay, next, it should not deal with any matter that is under jurisdiction of the court, and the matter which is sub judice or under the adjudication by the court, that matter should not be discussed or should not be dealt with. Okay, next, it should not raise any question that can be raised on a distinct motion. That means those matters which can be raised through a distinct motion, those matters should not be raised through adjournment motions. Okay, now this was the question number 4. So we will discuss all the 100 questions of OPSC preliminary examination 2021 as well as other previous year question papers of OPSC preliminary examination and UPSC preliminary examination. So please stay tuned to our YouTube channel and please subscribe our YouTube channel Hasil 24 IAS. Thank you so much.